Hi, my name is Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman & Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan. And today we're continuing our video series designed to educate and inform the public, so please subscribe to our channel. Parenting time, in and of itself, is sometimes a pretty dicey proposition. I mean, in a perfect world, the way it should work is, parties have a child, they know they have to share the parenting time, they work out a schedule in an amicable way based on their home schedule, work schedule, otherwise, whatever they got going on, and just like they were together, they find ways to parent as equally as possible under the circumstances. I mean, that's the perfect world. The fact of the matter is that we don't always live in that world, and we have situations where somebody will be denied parenting time, and it could come in different forms. It could come in the form of somebody, when it's your parenting time, you call up to make the arrangement, all of a sudden they're ghosting you. They're nowhere to be found. You come at 6 o'clock on the Wednesday night, because that's when you're supposed to see your son, and you know what happened? Door's locked, nobody's home, ring the doorbell, no answer, no nothing, she's not there, she's not picking up phone, she's gone. It could be that. It could be a denial of a different type. It could be you're supposed to pick up the child at 6, mom's supposed to come and retrieve the child at 9. You come at 6, mom's not ready till 6:30. At 8:15, she shows up at your house to take the child. I mean, it could be that kind of gamesmanship. So what do you do in that circumstance? Well, there's a couple things and different ways to approach this, but a couple of things you got to keep in mind. Of course, you can always go to the judge, complain about every violation, big or small, always get the court involved in your life. But you have to realize one thing. There's a notion of sometimes the bark is worse than the bite. The threat carries more weight with it than the actual thing. If you go before a judge, you're running this risk. The court will either decide with you or not. And even if the court decides with you, the court may not create an environment of a sanction, an environment where the other person regrets it. The court may make it so that it's more sort of like, okay, well, next time try a little harder, and that doesn't really help you. Okay, that is not the crushing long arm of the law that you were hoping for. It sometimes may be better to say, look, I don't want to have to take you before the judge and ask that you be held in contempt and seek interest, costs, and attorney fees for my having to do that, but I will if you don't start complying. Perhaps that's a discussion that should happen first. Now, if it's unavailing, it doesn't work, the other side just, basically says, to hell with you, I'm not doing anything, I'll see you in court. If that's the case, then you have no choice. You have to have your lawyer file a petition in order to show cause why the court should not hold the other parent in contempt for failure to comply with the court's order. Court order says that the parenting time was supposed to be on these dates. They're not producing the child. Maybe it's time for a switch. Maybe if they are so willing to thumb their nose at the court's order, maybe they therefore won't mind if the court switches custody. Maybe that's what should happen. The court has all sorts of options in this environment, but there's no way that the court will even know that you have a problem unless the appropriate motions are filed. I'm not saying that every single time somebody's late, you should run to the court, because I think there's a notion there of going to the court too often, and you don't want to get that reputation. But at the same time, if you've tried everything and you just can't get the cooperation that you're supposed to get, well, at that point in time, you've exhausted your remedies, and now you got to go back to court, and you'll tell the judge, I tried to work this out. I scheduled a sit-down to discuss this. She didn't show up. I tried to work it out. She absolutely refused to follow the court's order. So I'm here. I have no choice. And you tell the court, please enforce your order. And at that point, you leave it up to the judge to decide how they're going to handle it. If you have any questions about that, reach out, and we'd like to help you out.